Welcome back to Doggy for Life, the channel where dog lovers from all over the world come together to celebrate our four-legged best friends. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever been sitting quietly at home, maybe watching TV, scrolling on your phone, or even trying to sleep, when suddenly you hear your dog whimper, whine, or make those heartbreaking crying sounds? Maybe you've even seen tears in their eyes and thought, wait, do dogs really cry like humans? If you've asked yourself that question, you're not alone. Countless dog parents around the world wonder why their pups cry. Is it sadness, pain, fear, or just a way of getting attention? Well, here at Doggy for Life, we're diving deep into the truth. Today, we'll uncover the 10 main reasons dogs cry and what every loving dog parent should know. And trust me, some of these reasons may surprise you. So grab a cozy spot, maybe cuddle your pup if they're nearby, and let's uncover the real meaning behind your dog's tears and whimpers. Reason number 1. Physical pain or discomfort. One of the most important reasons dogs cry is pain. Unlike humans, dogs can't walk up to us and say, "Hey, my leg hurts," or "I have a toothache." Instead, they use sound. Crying, whimpering, or whining can be their way of saying something isn't right. Maybe they have an injured paw, maybe arthritis is bothering their joints, or maybe a hidden illness is causing discomfort. Sometimes, the crying might be soft and subtle, like a little whimper when they try to move. Other times, it's loud and urgent, demanding immediate attention. Picture this. Your dog tries to jump onto the couch but lets out a small cry the moment their back legs push off. That sound? That's pain speaking. And here's the thing. Dogs are naturally very good at hiding pain. In the wild, showing weakness could make them vulnerable. So if your dog is openly crying because of pain, it's usually serious enough that they can't hide it anymore. What should you do as an owner? First, observe carefully. Check their paws, body, and even their eyes and ears for signs of injury or irritation. If you can't find anything obvious but the crying continues, take them to the vet. It's always better to be safe than sorry when your dog's health is on the line. Remember, dogs don't cry for no reason. Pain is one of the clearest messages they're trying to send. Reason number 2. Emotional distress and anxiety. The second big reason dogs cry is emotional distress. Dogs feel emotions deeply, sometimes even more strongly than we realize. One of the most common forms of emotional crying is separation anxiety. If you've ever left the house and heard your dog whining by the door, you know exactly what I mean. For them, being left alone feels scary. They don't know if you'll come back, so they cry to express their fear and loneliness. Think of it from their perspective, dogs are pack animals. In the wild, being separated from the pack could mean danger. So when you leave for work or school, your dog isn't being dramatic, they're reacting to an ancient survival instinct. But anxiety isn't only about being left alone. Loud noises like thunderstorms or fireworks can also trigger crying. New environments, traveling, or even meeting unfamiliar people and pets might make your dog whimper in distress. Sometimes you'll notice your dog pacing, trembling, or hiding while crying. These are signs their emotional state isn't stable. How should you respond? With patience and reassurance. For separation anxiety, try leaving them with comforting items like a worn t-shirt that smells like you, or safe chew toys to distract them. Training can also help, gradually teaching your dog that being alone is not a scary thing. The bottom line is, a crying dog could be telling you, "I'm scared, I'm lonely, I need comfort." And as loving dog parents, we should always listen to those emotional needs. Reason number 3. Hunger, thirst, or basic needs. The third reason dogs cry is actually pretty simple. They need something. Dogs cry when they're hungry, thirsty, or when they need to go outside. It's their way of saying, "Hey human, I can't do this on my own, I need your help." Think about puppies. They cry all the time, don't they? Usually, it's because they're hungry or cold. As dogs grow older, they don't lose that instinct. They just learn to use crying in more specific ways. Maybe your dog sits by the door and cries because they need a bathroom break. Maybe they sit by the empty food bowl and whimper, hoping you'll get the hint. Or maybe at night, they cry because their water bowl is empty. These cries are usually easy to recognize because they're short-lived. Once the need is met, the crying stops. But as owners, we have to pay attention and not dismiss it as just noise. Here's a quick tip: try to observe the context. If your dog cries near the door, near their bowl, or at certain times of day, it's probably a basic need. Meeting these needs quickly not only stops the crying, but it also builds trust. Your dog learns, when I ask, my human listens. That bond is priceless. Reason number 4. Seeking attention or affection. Sometimes dogs cry simply because they want you. Think about it. Dogs are incredibly social creatures. They thrive on interaction, play, and love. When your dog whines or cries while looking straight into your eyes, it could be their way of saying, "Hey, I need some love right now." This type of crying often happens when you're busy. Maybe you're working on your laptop, watching TV, or scrolling on your phone. Suddenly, your dog starts whining. They're not hurt, not hungry, not thirsty, they just want affection. And honestly, who can blame them? To your dog, you're their entire world. A cry for attention is their way of reminding you, I need you not later, but now. The tricky part is making sure we don't accidentally encourage demand crying. If every single whimper leads to immediate cuddles, your dog might learn that crying is the fastest way to get what they want. So the balance here is key: give love freely, but also teach your dog patience. Still, at the core, an attention-seeking cry is one of the sweetest cries. It means your dog loves you so much, they just can't stand being ignored for too long. Reason number 5. Fear and phobias. Another major reason dogs cry is fear. Dogs can be brave, but they also have phobias, some of which might surprise you. Thunderstorms, fireworks, vacuum cleaners, car rides, or even tall men wearing hats. Yes, dogs can develop fears of very specific things. When a dog is scared, they may cry, shake, hide, or even bark. Crying in fear usually has a certain sound, a trembling whimper that breaks your heart. You might notice your dog crying and scratching at the door during fireworks, or crying under the bed during a thunderstorm. This isn't bad behavior. It's fear. And fear is powerful. What should you do? First, don't punish them, that will only make the fear worse. Instead, provide comfort. Some dogs feel safer in a crate during storms, others want to be near their owner. You can also try desensitization training, slowly exposing your dog to their fear in a controlled, safe way so they learn it's not dangerous. And for severe cases, there are even calming products, like anxiety wraps, pheromone diffusers, or vet-prescribed medications. When your dog cries out of fear, it's not weakness, it's trust. They're telling you, I'm scared, please protect me. And as they're human, that's our job. Reason number 6, excitement and overstimulation. Not all dog crying is negative. Sometimes, dogs cry because they're simply too excited. Have you ever seen your dog start whining the moment you pick up the leash? Or maybe when you come home after being gone all day, and your pup cries while jumping around like crazy? That's excitement crying. It's their way of saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. I'm so happy I can't contain myself. Excitement crying often happens in puppies or younger dogs, but older dogs can do it too. It's usually accompanied by wagging tails, bouncing, or spinning in circles. For example, you might say the word walk and instantly hear a high-pitched cry as your dog dances at the door. That's not sadness. That's joy overflowing so strongly it comes out as sound. While excitement crying is harmless, it can sometimes get overwhelming, especially in public places. Teaching your dog to stay calm before exciting events, like walks or car rides, can help reduce overstimulation. But remember, a crying dog in excitement is a happy dog. Reason number 7, boredom and lack of stimulation. Dogs don't just cry when they're in pain or scared. Sometimes the reason is much simpler. They're bored. The solution? Engagement. Play fetch, take longer walks, give puzzle toys, or teach new tricks. Boredom is one of the easiest reasons for dog crying to solve, but it requires effort and time from us as owners. Because here's the truth, a tired, mentally stimulated dog rarely cries. But a bored dog? That's when the whimpering begins. Thanks for watching today's video on Doggy for Life. We hope you learned something new and felt a little closer to your furry best friend.